Hello everyone, thanks for watching this video. It is called More Green Than Red, and it's about the free signals I sent out to you last week. This is the free signals review for the week June 6th to the 10th. Now, I've said this before, I'm a visual person. I like graphics and colors to explain a lot of things that are important to your trading. Take a look at the image right here and see how many green umbrellas do you see? Okay, so there's one, two, three. Okay, then take a look again, and how many red umbrellas do you see? Okay, there's one, two. So keep this number in mind, okay? And what does this mean? More green than red. Well, generally, it means more wins than losses. I illustrate this in a big way using color on the free signals review summary page, which we'll look at in a few minutes. Now, trading can be boring, especially when you keep trading the same strategy every day, every week, every month. So whenever I can, I try to be creative and use my imagination to have some fun while trading. An example of this is in my charts that are color coded to help see price action more clearly. This helps me analyze and see the markets in minutes, cutting down the time I need to spend in front of the computer. Now, my question to you is, what do you do in your trading that is fun or a bit different? And can you have fun while trading? I'd love to hear your comments. Okay, so take a look. This is me again. My name is Martin, and I'm the author of the ABC Free Forex Signals. I've been sending them out for more than 1.5 years now with a great winning record. And if you want to receive my free signals, there's no cost, there's nothing to buy, there's no forms to fill out, there's no credit card information that I'm going to ask or anything like that. It's absolutely free. You can just try them out, and if you're not happy, you don't have to continue. So no obligation anyways. If you want to get on my list to receive your free Forex signals, send me your email. Send me your email and let me know that you're interested in getting them. Okay, you can send it to right here. You can see mskyj007 at gmail.com. I'll have more on this later on in the video. And as you can see, I'm a proud Canadian trader. You can see the red maple leaf right there. Okay, so before we look at our summary page, okay, that shows you exactly what happened last week with the free signals, I want you to pay attention just for a moment. My humble disclaimer, my free signal service is an educational program only. I'm trying to teach you how to trade correctly and not give you any specific investment advice. Again, only risk what you can afford to lose. Try to risk no more than either 1 or 2% of your account balance. If your account is very small, you will probably have to go to 3 or 4%. But again, risk money management is so important when it comes to trading. Okay, now let's take a look. This is the summary page, and remember, it's color coded as well, and that's the theme of this video. You can take a look at the information in red and the information in green, and you can see here there's more green than red. Okay, in fact, you remember the number on the when we were looking at the umbrellas, there are 3 green umbrellas, and you can see that right here. 1, 2, 3. So we had 3 winners, and there are 2 red umbrellas, and we had two losses. So that's the number 3 to 2. Okay, and let's review this very carefully. On June 2nd, I sent you a free signal, sell the British pound New Zealand dollar, okay, and this was a loss for approximately 206 pips. Yes, it was a big loss, and I'm going to show you the chart, and I'll show you there's something that I did not do, which we could have limited our loss a bit more on this one. So follow me when we look at the actual charts, okay? However, this did hit our stop loss, which is we still protected this loss from gaining any further. And this currency pair depreciated by 0.06%. Okay, so this is the trade on June the 2nd. And by the way, these two first trades were held over from the previous week. So they're not from last week, but they're actually held over the weekend. Okay, now the second one again held over from June the 2nd. I sent you a signal buy the Australian dollar versus the Swiss franc. This became a really good winner, guys, for 81 pips. It did hit our second take profit and went beyond that. That's what the plus sign means. And this currency pair appreciated for 1.16%. Okay, now this past week, and that's the week here as I'm talking about in the video, from June the 6th to the 10th, this recent week on June 7th, I sent you a signal to buy British pound New Zealand dollar. This was a win. So we started off with the week with a really good win. And if you would have held on to this trade, it went beyond our second take profit again for a total of 150 pips. So this currency pair appreciated 0.77%. Okay. On June 8th, the next day, I sent out another signal buy the British pound Swiss franc. This was a loss. We did limit our loss here to 81 pips, and I believe I sent in my email updates, which I send you daily. One of the information would be to revise your original stop loss. In this case, we raised our stop loss, okay, and so we limited it to only 81 pips, and this currency pair depreciated by 0.66%. Okay, and then on June the 9th, another trade I sent out to you, sell the Euro USD. This was a really great winner, guys. It all happened in one day, and we'll look at the charts in just a moment. This was a good win for 100 pips. It hit our second take profit target and a gain of 0.95%. Okay, so this recent week, the total pips won after we take away the losses from the winners. We only managed to make 44 pips, but guys, making some pips is better than losing pips. Okay, so 44 pips. The currency pairs did appreciate by approximately 1.16%, which is really good. And for now 25 weeks, since I've been keeping the stats from the beginning of October 2021, we've now made and earned 4,674 pips or close to it. Some of you maybe a little bit more, some less, depending on when you got into the trades, guys. And we're averaging approximately 186 pips per week, which is still really, really phenomenal. So excellent trading, guys. Let's continue and let's take a look at this very first trade held over from June 2nd. This was the sell British pound New Zealand dollar. Okay, and that's it right here. Okay, now again, the theme is color coding. So first of all, just take a look at the chart. You see the green line, the the green line here. This is the moving average. It's the detail dominant trend line, and then the red or pink. You can see the candles are all in white. White meaning bullish candles, candles that are going up. Black are bearish candles, candles going down. Okay. And you can see here again this window below the chart. It's white and red. Okay. And this is our timing indicator. And then this is our momentum indicator, again in white and black, these histobars. So I've color coded to make everything look a little bit easier for you as well. I've color coded the entry. This is the entry, guys, the take profits, and the stop loss in pink. Okay. And so we're going to take a look at the entry chart right here. This is what I saw when I sent out the signal. Okay, guys, and let's take a look. And you can see here, our entry was 1.9163. Remember, it's a sell trade, so take a look at this pink line. So we got in right here. And when I sent out the signal, this is exactly what I saw. So I saw this previous candle was a big black bearish candle. okay, I saw the timing indicator showed that we're cycling down, and then there was downward momentum to the downside here. So everything looked good when I sent you the signal, our take profit here, our first take profit, our second take profit there, right? But price never really went down. It went down and then it reversed, and here's our stop loss, 1.9369. Okay, so if price was going to, let me just do this. If price was going to reverse, we were going to be stopped out, right? But I also kind of, I was looking back at this trade and reviewing, and this is something that everyone should do. Always review your trades and see what you can do to make trading easier and better for you. But when price is going back, I never really lowered my stop, and I believe that I want to go back to the entry chart. Okay, so you can see here when price started going reversing, I should have lowered the original stop down to at least about there. Okay, and then we would not have been caught with a very massive loss as the way we did. So I didn't do that. Normally, I only try to move the stop after price goes into profit in our direction. Okay, so if price is going this way, then I'd like to lower our original stop loss by at least half of the ATR. But sometimes when I see price going back the other way, I also lower the stop. In this case, I didn't. Okay, so that's one area of improvement that I think I have to look at a little bit more in detail in the future. But this is what happened, guys. Price, we got in right here. You can see right there. Instead, the next day price went down, price went up, and then closed here with a little white bullish doji. Then the next day price went up to here, and it still didn't hit our stop loss, which is right up here. Okay, it didn't hit our stop loss, and we're still below this DTL line. And one of the rules is if price crosses the DTL line and closes above this line here, then we will automatically close our trade. In this case, we got stopped out here with our stop loss. Okay, so it was a losing trade, guys, and like I said, perhaps there's one way we could change is to lower our original stop loss just a bit, whether price is going in our favor or going against us, right? But you have to be careful about that because price could yeah, you just have to be careful with what you're doing, and I'll have lots of explanations on the stop loss with future trade setups as well. Okay, so that takes care of that one. It was a loss. The sell the British pound New Zealand dollar. Let's go on to the next one, guys. This was a nice win here. Okay, and here's our entry. Let me just open up the entry window. Okay. Come on, open up. Okay, there we go. Now, also having a bit of fun and color coding and everything else, you can see I have an entry window. It's highlighted in yellow, okay, and you can see the actual instructions here was a buy Australian dollar versus the US versus the Swiss franc on June the 2nd. That's when I sent out the signal. So it's yellow here, it's yellow here. So I do think about color coding. I think all of this helps traders or helps most traders. Now, you may not even recognize what I'm doing, but it may be subliminal in the back of your mind saying, hey, this, kind of everything makes sense. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sense of trading, trying to make it easier for you to understand what I'm doing and visual so that you can see the price action a little bit better. So here's our entry, guys. Take a look. The entry was at 0.6954. Okay, right there. At the time when I sent out signal, I already saw a little white bullish candle forming. This is the previous candle, okay, right here. And we got in right here. Here's our first take profit, our second take profit, our stop loss well below this entry, okay? So I was expecting and hoping price to go up, and it did. Okay, so we'll take a look at the result. This is our result chart, and let me lower that. Okay, so you can see we got in right here. Okay, in fact, the interesting thing was price did go up, but then went down and closed. So there's a little bit of a black bearish candle there. But the next day it went up, okay, and it did hit our first take profit of 0.6984. Okay, you can see that. Okay, right there. And then the next day went up all the way and closed well beyond our second take profit, 0.7012. Okay, so that was a good winning trade. Congrats to all of you who took this trade. And again, it's important that even when, let me just take that off, even when the next day after we get in, price goes against us, but you have to have faith in the system and in the strategy. In this case, you can see this was great for a nice massive win. Okay, so that was the buy Australian dollar versus the Swiss franc. This was a trade held over from the previous week. Now we get into the first trade of last week, buy the British pound New Zealand dollar. Guys, let's take a look at our entry window. Okay, let me open that up. This is what I saw when I sent out the signal. Okay, so I saw here's our signal right here, a couple of arrows. You can see a big white bullish candle. It actually went up all the way and then came back down and closed right there. But anyways, then on the in the evening that I sent you the free signal, I saw this white bullish candle forming, guys. So our entry here was 1.9387. Our first take profit 194.69. Our second take profit 195.38. Okay, so that's the buy British pound New Zealand trade. Okay, and let me go on to the big chart where we see the results of the trade. Okay, so you can see right here we got in right there. Okay, again, this green line is the entry candle, so we got in right there. Price hit our first take profit 194.69 right away, came back down a bit the next day, and then next day went all the way up to hit our second take profit 195.38, and again price nowhere went down to our I call this a catastrophic loss. We try to raise this as soon as we can, especially in a winning trade, but again this is what happened, guys. So congrats to all of you who did take this trade. Okay, and now let's continue on to the next one, and this is the buy the British pound Swiss franc. Let's open it up. At the time I sent you the signal, this is exactly what I saw. And you can see here, this is the entry candle right here. This candle was forming pretty good. So we had 3 bullish candles in a row. It was forming, and I thought for sure price was going to go to hit our first take profit, our second take profit, and it just didn't. It actually reversed almost immediately. Okay, so let me let me minimize this window, and let's take a look at the big picture, guys, so you can see we got in right here. Okay, and remember the entry window right over here, this was a big bullish candle that was forming, right? So price did actually go up to here right there. You can see the top of that upper wick or line. Okay, then went all the way down to here and then went back up and closed, and you can see a little bit of a black bearish doji. Okay, so I still thought that price was still going to go higher. In fact, I thought that's a resting candle and price is still going to continue going higher. It didn't. It actually reversed with this big massive candle, but in an updated email to you, I told everyone to raise your stop from 121.32 to 121.84. So when price came down, you see with this big black bearish candle, we actually limited our loss because it hit our new revised stop loss, okay, not the original stop loss. So that is one of the things I do for you guys. I'm always watching out for you. And remember, I take every single trade that I send out. Okay, I'm not, and so I'm not picking and choosing myself or just showing you, images of trades and things like that. I take each and every trade signal I send out. So whatever happens to you guys happens to me as well. Okay, and if I win, you win. If I lose, you lose. But I have a lot more winners than losers, and I have a very good winning percentage rate. Okay, so this was a loss. It went back down. We contained our loss, and notice that we contained our loss. This candle did not go below this DTL line. Okay, this is the dominant trend line. Normally, when price goes below this line, we would close our trade, okay? But in this case, we closed our trade even earlier than that, limiting our loss. So that's good, guys. We're learning and we're working our strategy. So let's take that off. Let's get on to the next and last trade of the week. This was the sell Euro USD, guys. Let me show you what I saw when I sent you the signal. So you can see here, this is the signal candle. There's the signal with a couple of arrows. Big black bearish candle crossed below and closed below the DTL line. This is the dominant trend line. And for some of you, newbies watching, this is simply the 21 EMA moving average. Okay, it's the 21 EMA. Now, price closed with conviction. You see, actually, look at the tail here. So when you see a large tail above the bodies of the candle, price really wants to come down. So sellers are forcing price down. Sellers are in control. So we have a big wick or upper line here, big, huge body candle here, closes right near the bottom of its total range for the day. So this was a really good, convincing candle, letting me know that price most likely was going to continue going down. Okay, so the entry I sent you, 1.0618. First stop loss 1.0562. Second take profit. I'm sorry. First take profit. Second take profit 1.0518. And here's our stop loss way up here. Okay, so let's just minimize this window and let's take a look at the big picture and see what happened. Okay, let's move that down. Okay, so again, we got in right here, okay, and price hardly went back against us. I mean, almost immediately, and to the next day, it went all the way down. And this is the last trading day of the week, guys. So we ended up not only hitting our first take profit, but our second take profit. I believe this was approximately 100 pip winner. So guys, congrats to all of you who took this winning trade and believing in the system. And guys, we're not going to win all the time, but this was a great example of what happens when you believe in the process and trade our strategy. So great win, guys. And so that basically explains everything. Again, with the theme of this video about using our imagination and color coding things and like for myself, I love graphics and color. I'm going to continue this in my inspirational message, guys. Try to have some fun while trading. Okay, have you tried color coding your charts in a way that makes you feel good? If yes, send me a screen capture of your charts. Now, your color coding doesn't have to be the same as mine, but that's one of the simple fun things you can do while you're trading is just color code your charts in the way that makes you feel something, okay? Makes you feel good. So the other thing is, do you do anything else to put the fun into trading, especially after a good winning trade? Maybe with small rewards like sugary snacks, ice cream, or even something else. Okay. Now, for myself, I can tell you once in a while, I do reward myself with some chocolate, like a little chocolate bar or something. And by the way, I love the Kit Kat chocolate bars. They are my ultimate favorites. Okay, Kit Kat. But I am allergic to chocolate, so I just limit myself to just small pieces. Okay, guys, that's it for this video. If you want to receive my basic free trade signal, send me your email address with your name, okay, at least your first name and the country that you're from. I'd like to know where you're from. Okay, so send me your email to mine right here. There's no obligation at all. It's totally free, nothing to fill out or sign up for. And you can try the free signals for as long as you want. Okay, so send it right here to my email address, mskyj007 at gmail.com. Again, mskyj007 at gmail.com. Guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. If you like this video and you gained some knowledge or some information and you feel it was worthwhile, please click on the like button below the video. Click on the like button. And if you're a new person watching this video for the first time, click on, hit the subscribe button and the bell, and this way you'll get all the future videos into your inbox. So again, cheers from Canada, guys. Take care, and we'll talk to you again in the next video. Bye for now.